Your body is a haunted house that forgot it's not Halloween. Every snap, gurgle, whistle, and mysterious pop is like a random sound effect from a discount horror movie. And the best part? Nobody, not even the people with lab coats and 6.C PhDs, can fully explain why any of it happens. Welcome to the wild, noisy ride that is your flesh prison. Let's begin with the classic, the stomach growl. It's 3 p.m., you're in a silent room, everyone's working quietly, and suddenly your stomach decides to drop a mixtape. It's not hunger. You ate, you're hydrated, but your insides start screaming like they just saw a ghost. Science will tell you this is peristalsis, the muscles in your digestive tract doing their thing. Cute theory. But why does it sound like your intestines are trying to speak whale through a megaphone? Honestly, it's less biology and more like a demon DJ scratching vinyl somewhere behind your pancreas. And the timing? Impeccable. Your stomach never growls when you're alone. No, it waits until a job interview, a funeral, or the one quiet moment in a Zoom call when they ask if you have anything to add. That's when it goes full dubstep. Then there's the delightful phenomenon of joint popping. You stand up from your chair, and your knees sound like you've just stepped on a Lego made of bubble wrap. Doctors claim it's gas bubbles in the synovial fluid, which sure sounds legit, until you realize that's the same explanation they use for like 5 different body things. It's their version of saying, it's probably fine, when it's definitely not. Your joints aren't supposed to sound like 2 raccoons fighting in a trash can. And what's worse, if you don't pop them, your body feels stiff and cursed, like you've aged 40 years in 10 minutes. But pop them, and now your grandma thinks you need an exorcism. You literally can't win. Moving on, ear rumbling, and no, you're not imagining it. Some people can voluntarily activate a small muscle in their ears that makes a rumbling sound. Why? Great question. Maybe it's your body trying to drown out the nonsense of modern life. Maybe it's just a built-in excuse to ignore your coworkers. But nobody knows exactly why it happens. Not even the people who can do it. Fun fact, this muscle is apparently supposed to protect your hearing from loud sounds. But guess what? It doesn't. You still flinch every time someone slams a door. Or opens a chip bag like they're detonating a bomb. So thanks for nothing, evolution. 10 out of 10 for effort. 0 for execution. Let's talk about eye twitching, aka, my life is falling apart but in Morse code. You're just vibing. Maybe reading, maybe doom scrolling on TikTok, and suddenly your eyelid starts shaking like it's trying to send a distress signal. Science says it's from stress, caffeine, or lack of sleep. So basically, existing in 2025. But the worst part? No one else can see it. You look around like, did you see that? My face is glitching. And everyone's like, dude, you're fine. No, you are not. Your eye just tried to escape your skull and nobody cares. It's betrayal on a cellular level. Now let's talk about something truly cursed. Nose whistling. You breathe through your nose like a normal person, and suddenly you're in a one-man woodwind concert. Not sick, not congested, just randomly a nose flute. And not even a good one, like the kind that plays off-key at your grandma's birthday. Sometimes it's a rogue nose hair. Sometimes it's air pressure. Maybe a ghost got bored. Point is, even ENT specialists often shrug like, yeah, that happens. That's medical code for, we gave up. Just tilt your head until it stops. And then we have throat gurgles, the forgotten cousin of stomach growls. They appear out of nowhere. You're sitting silently, maybe even proud of how composed and mature you're acting. Then suddenly, your throat goes blurgle, like it just swallowed an aquarium. It's not hunger. It's not thirst. It's just drama. Your throat decided to audition for a horror podcast and didn't tell you. And of course, it always happens when you're trying to impress someone. Romantic date, business meeting, boom, sea monster noises. Your esophagus went rogue. Even better, there's no solid explanation. Some say it's air trapped in the esophagus. Others say it's muscle movement. Translation, science doesn't know, but it's definitely not demons. Probably. And let's not forget phantom vibrations. You know, when your leg feels like your phone is buzzing, but your phone's on the table. It's not even near you. Congratulations, your nervous system is playing pranks on you. It's like the ghost of a notification haunting your thigh. And what's the cause? Stress. Again. Because of course it is. Modern life is just a constant stream of anxiety and haunted muscles. Let's address hiccups while we're here. You eat too fast, or drink soda, Or breathe wrong, and suddenly you're hiccuping like a cartoon character after 3 shots of tequila. Most animals don't get hiccups, but humans, we get them for no reason, at the worst times, and for hours. Some hiccups last days. Days. There's a guy who hiccuped for 68 years. That man lived through wars, moon landings, and the invention of the iPhone while hiccuping. And doctors were just like, yeah, sorry dude, try breathing into a paper bag. That's medicine for you. 6 centuries of advancement, and the best we've got is a paper bag and finger crossing. Oh, and how could we not mention the knee creak? You're walking up the stairs, and it sounds like someone just opened a crypt. Your joints aren't just aging, they're narrating it. It's like your skeleton's writing its own memoir called Things Were Better Before You Turned 30. There's no actual pain, just a symphony of crunching noises, like stepping on a pile of dry leaves inside your own body. And of course, the infamous snoring. Ah, yes, the soundtrack of every failed camping trip and ruined marriage. Some people snore like chainsaws, others like lawn mowers. You snore like a dying walrus being dragged through gravel. Doctors say it's about airway obstruction or sleep apnea, but let's be real. It's just your body's way of being petty in your sleep. Like, you made me work all day? Cool. Here's a remix of death noises to ruin your REM cycle. And don't even get me started on the mysterious body clicks. That random pop from your shoulder while you're doing absolutely nothing. You weren't moving. You weren't stretching. You just existed. And something snapped. No pain, no injury, just an ominous reminder that your body is held together by hope and convenience. So what's the takeaway here? Your body makes noises. Weird, creepy, totally unexplained noises. And while science can sort of guess what's going on, most of the time it's just throwing fancy words at the problem and hoping you'll stop asking. We're basically meat bags with Bluetooth issues. Sometimes your insides just glitch, like a Windows 95 computer trying to load TikTok. So next time your stomach roars in the middle of a quiet room, your knee sounds like a haunted rocking chair, or your throat gurgles like a swamp creature. And now just nod knowingly and say, ah yes, the ancient rituals begin. And hey, if your body's just as noisy and cursed as mine, hit that subscribe button. Let's suffer together in high definition.